All right, everyone, welcome back. MLG Anaheim here. You did not miss anything. A quick pause in the game, but I want to hear you, crowd. It's going to be CLG on the screen. Let's hear it if you're a Chronologic Gaming fan.
And if you're a fan of the new kids on the block, Cloud9, let's hear it.
Oh, long-standing team versus the new kids on the block. By the way, I love that.
You're welcome.
It's the crowd. The crowd actually cheered a good amount better. And believe it, you can go. I believe it's going to be hashtag C9. We'll see on the screen in a second. It's definitely hashtag CLG. And you guys better be voting for your team on Twitter right now.
So we do have the possibility for some early action here. CLG all bunched up in this tiny bush. They can barely all fit in there without getting out. And they're waiting for a misstep here from Cloud9.
Very interesting play here. We called this strat before, right? That CLG was able to call this and figure out what Cloud9 did. Those strats, hearing from what happened, how Link told me, Big Fat sat there and watched video after video by himself. That strat came from the mind of Big Fat to ward red. Now, it's been a pivotal spot for teams to go for in the beginning, but the way they played it was inside the mind of Cloud9. And you can see they don't have that homework this time. Neither team does, so they're both playing safe.
You can see how scared Cloud9 are because last time in this matchup, CLG destroyed them in the level 1.
Yes.
And so Cloud9 were just checking bushes with their Mystic shot and playing very defensively, warding their own side of the jungle.
Looks like we're going to get some golem grabs still going on as everybody get back to the lane. The help going to the junglers, and we start off pretty much orthodox for League of Legends matchup. Here we go, Chronologic Gaming versus Cloud9. Rivington the third and Kobe to bring you this match live. Then we got some more challenger matches coming up after this. So much League of Legends going on this weekend at MLG Anaheim, and we'd have some absolutely amazing games already. This rematch, just to preface it once again, Chronologic Gaming, the only team to beat Cloud9 HyperX right now in the NA LCS Summer Split. This is a rematch of this game.
And it's very interesting up here in the top lane there. We have Nien. He's built the Doran's Blade, plus he's got 6% lifesteal. So every single quintessence that he has aimed towards sustaining in that lane. And he's going to just try and hold out as long as he can in that 2 versus 1. But Meteos wants to make him pay early, heading up top.
Meteos says he wanted to get that Elise play in. It's going to be for lane aggression completely. He's going to soak up this experience and get a lane paycheck out of it.
So whether he's on Nasus or not, just coming straight over, he loves this strategy of immediately coming to push a turret.
Whoa.
Big Fat LP has the exact same idea, but he's actually coming in behind balls here.
I was going to say it's hard to dive a level 2 rise, but he's not even level 2
level
yet. Oh
this
my
is
gosh,
actually really
he just got it.
squishy.
Rune Prison's there. He isn't going to get. He Rune Prisons, but Double Lips can still chase. Oh my god, first blood, 3.5 minutes.
Big Fat LP going the sneaky route there, and usually you would expect the jungle pressure to be on the team with Elise, but since Meteos just walks through lane, he doesn't really even go for those early ganks. He just went for the turret. Big Fat LP, they're able to get first blood.
340. The first turret goes down. We're back to the Spring Split Super Week here. It's going to be CLG able to drop this bottom turret as well. The global gold in their hand. The map already shifting before 5 minutes.
This is actually huge for CLG because Big Fat LP is going to defend that secondary
turret. Oh, they go on the end of the top. Oh, he goes back up. What? You go behind turrets at level 4. They take down the end. What is happening right now?
They wanted to answer that first blood with a kill of their own, and they go all the way to the inhibitor turret. Like you said, they're going for a second one being taken here.
Oh my gosh, before 5 minutes. Okay, they stop off. Oh, they go on the big
another.
Double buffs are gonna come off here. Oh, they go to Meteos for the refresh.
Meteos says, no, you're not going to outperform me. Big Fat LP, you're too new to the jungle. You can't defend even the secondary turret. Link's having to come over, but it's going to be dangerous for him as well.
No, why is he doing this? Link, he wants the money. He just wants the money, but there's too much greed involved.
Meteos is on a tear with this fighter.
He gets the heal, but he finally goes down. Nien picks up the double buff. It's been a transfer, but it's been a hell of a game before 5 minutes.
Here's that action that we've been waiting for, and it's just gone off without a hitch right there. Look at this gold leads, though. Still, so after all of that, the only thing is, this CLG tower in the top lane, the secondary one, only needs a couple more hits. So when Cloud9 can finally actually knock that one over, they'll shoot right up.
All right.
Okay,
there you go. I think everything's going to slow down for a second here, because that cannot continuously happen.
So I love what CLG have done. Because that turret is so low, they've preemptively pink warded their own blue. They don't want to let Cloud9 to continue to push that top lane. They want to defend that thing for as long as possible, and they've grouped up middle to now put Cloud9 on the defensive.
Oh my gosh, 3 mid now coming in. Here's Meteos. No, okay. I expected it to be a full-on fight just because he showed up, so that's why I went into it. But they're going to calm it down. Ball's in the bottom lane. Going to try to force this one out. With the turrets down, not too much has really changed here, but the AD carries moving around as usual.
You can actually see Balls cancel his recall because Nian is up top shoving that lane, so he needs to be able to answer it. Even though he's out of mana, he's just an auto-attacking Ryze, just trying his hardest to push that lane back.
You're gonna have to get some damage on this team. As it even stands, it took Cloud9 a little bit to get through those turrets as well. They weren't able to grab the second one. That's still an AP team right now they're trying to push turrets with. So what they've done so far has been pretty grand.
And they're wasting no time going straight at this early dragon with 2 pink wards. They were gonna try and sneak it, but because Link got that sort of sneaky ward in the side there, it's gonna be a bit more risky for Meteos to go for that dragon. Elise is one of the best junglers to go for those because you can have her Spiderlings tank it, plus she has great percentage damage built into her kit even early on.
It's that tricky Fog of Ward. That's what it is.
Fog of Ward. Let me go and clear that one out.
He absolutely gets it with the pink. This is going to be a huge minion wave for Doublelift down bottom. More than happy to sit here and soak up this investment. So there's no pain to the bottom lane right now. Still a little bit of pressure here from Cloud9 in the middle, but Big Fat, the junglers, soaking up all the lanes, not just Big Fat.
Exactly, and look where the CS is sitting. After all of that movement around, Doublelift, again, no surprise there. The one they've been feeding all the minions to. You want to get that Vayne going as early as possible because then as soon as Doublelift gets his Bloodthirster, they will go all in team fights. That's pretty much all that he needs to go crazy.
It's been a while since Doublelift brought out the Vayne. He's got a while before he shows us that good damage. 55 to 45% here is Counterlogic Gaming winning in the poll so far. Not too much action mid. Link looks to just sustain his mana, and it could be a dragon, however.
They definitely want to make use of that Elise ability to tank up this dragon, and they're just going to go for this. Brute force, 4 versus 4.
Really having the swap of Ryze going back to the top lane. They have the damage they needed here, and they know Kennan's up top, so.
Link gonna go for the wild card steals here. It's too early though. Meteos knows what's going on.
What are they waiting for? There we go, getting the final execute. He was actually waiting for the Q to smite.
Yeah, he wanted to time his Q with his smite ability because then you get that burst damage that there's no chance for Link to steal that. Because Link has been known to steal with the most crafty of spells there.
We've had amazing steals all throughout the summer split so far. In the top lane, back and forth, very much won so far by Nian in just that poke damage. Again, ball's going back. Lisa winning in CS though from all the harassment he's got, a level 1 dive, doing quite well for himself.
And both of those are very strong solo laning champions. Because Nian has that 6% lifesteal we talked about, plus he's added on that Negatron cloak, it's really, really hard for Ryze to make use of his early bullying potential because there's so much defense there for Nian and so much sustain.
See what some of the buys coming out here with all that action. Yeah, we do have some core items. That Spirit of the Elder Golem already finished out onto Meteos. He's going to really be able to wreak havoc in these fights. There's crowd control that he's fighting against. He's already negating that. We have the Spirit of the Elder Lizard coming out onto the blue build Ezreal already. To no items on the other side. They're still recipeing. They're still finding those full items.
So they are going to go with that blue build Ezreal, it looks like. And if he doesn't go for more damage next, if he does build into that tier, and Doublelift is able to rush that BF sword, as you can see, he's already got the BF sword. If he can rush the Bloodthirster, then they'll have a really nice power discrepancy between AD carries. Ball's going to stop this Nian recall.
Gets him up pretty good here. He still should be able to get away.
Meteos in lane, following.
Oh my gosh, he throws down the ultimate. There's no turret there. He steps in front, but he flashes over into leapfrog. But when you're fighting against a spider, frogs aren't that strong.
We've been seeing why Meteos wanted to play Elise so much. He's been getting in the fray early and often. People criticize him for being a farming jungler and not making a lot of early moves here. It looks like he's got an answer.
He looks like he just wants to farm whatever he wants at the time, and this time it's champions. Been in just about every kill. 3 kills, 1 assist. One of the kills have not gone to him, and that's about this point you need to start distributing a little. You don't want a 6-0 Elise this early. You want some kills to go around.
And that top turret we talked about that only needed 2 more hits does now go down. So that extra gold boosting up Cloud9. And this is where Cloud9 really shine. They love it. Taking this early, small it is 2K gold lead at only 10 minutes, and they love to just snowball this continually into the rest of the game. Whereas CLG, they're relying on Double Lift, just feeding him as much as possible. You can see with already 93 CS.
It's so true that Cloud9 just absolutely loves to fight, doing what they can to guard this mid turret, and it only takes 2 to push off just about the entirety of the team.
Yeah, I love High right there, his bluff with the glacial path. When you see that ominous claw come out from Lissandra, you have to just give that respect because she can easily initiate on your 3 people with his Ring of Frost.
So looking around at the builds, we definitely have Nien not going for the Zanya's build. He's going for that, not even the Leandries yet, but Abyssal Scepter halfway through as well, unless he's just building that for the lane at the moment, and then the Zanyas. But right now, he's not the initiator they'll need him to be. It's all going to be TF going in and Big Fat.
Yeah, Nien definitely was building for lane. That early Negatron cloak allowed him to stay up there and go heads up with balls and not be bullied out.
Almost necessary.
By that early pop. So yeah, a good adaptation from there. Nien showing that he's been learning quite a lot in that solo top lane.
Something to keep an eye on as he gets himself back, throwing. It's always tough when you do have to throw something in your build that wasn't supposed to be there due to the lane. And a lot of these players can coordinate around it. We'll see how Nien does it this game, as it really has been on him in the top lane. He says he has the potential to be one of the best, and that's the kind of mindset you need to have when learning a new role. Coming up from the top lane, let's see if they can execute this one down. There's the slicing Maelstrom, the double lockup, and they give the kill over to Link.
Great job right there, but where will Cloud9 go next? They usually have an answer, and they don't really have any area to pressure on this map because there's 2 top and 2 mid. Nasus wave player, way too strong.
Cloud9 trying to get this damage on the turret that they can, but you see, like you said, Spirit Fire just going out over and over. They're trying to figure out what Cloud9 is doing next. High said this is their favorite part of the game to be in. We fight whenever we want.
And Double Lift has taken this entire time. He's been split pushing that bottom by himself without ward protection because they had Link take all of the focus up top with his TF ult. Double Lift is getting ridiculously fed right now.
121 CS. The person behind him is the 98 of High on the other side. So he is really doing the big things for his team. It looks like they're even going to, nope, that's their jungle as, yep, I can see.
Yeah,
like going for the steal.
It's his own blue buff there. He's allowed to grab that one. But CLG, even though their team on a whole is behind, and they're definitely on the defensive here, they do have the money focused where they want it to. So in the team fight, you're going to have to keep your eyes on Double Lift and watch those Vayne mechanics go to work.
Going for a fast Bloodthirster there. Sometimes you see a lot of Vaynes coming out with a Blade of the Rune King. Personal choice or build against your champions you're fighting.
Look at this needlessly large rod coming from Link too. We talked about the adjustment from Counterlogic Gaming about wanting more threats. They don't want C9 to be able to focus on Double Lift and just shut him down, taking out all of their damage. They're going very, very early up front damage here from Link as well.
We'll see what they can continue to do. Balls, dodging out some cards. Not too much going on. Both teams found pressure and then they can't anymore. It's like the door has been closed and it's really up to a mistake now to be had.
Yeah, it's just been Meteos making plays for Cloud9. This is not a normal Cloud9 game. They have 2 members that had gone with these tier items. So this is sort of a lull in the game that Cloud9 aren't really usually used to because they're waiting for Ryze to scale up and they're waiting for their blue build Ezreal to scale up.
Slow and steady wins the race here as Cloud9 puts the brake on for a little bit. They find themselves a dragon is high in the top lane, trying to protect this turret. That's perfectly fine for them, but once they figure out this dragon goes down, you might see CLG moving a little bit quicker. Yeah,
look at the ward control here from Cloud9. They're just dominating the map as far as vision is concerned, and that's a very free dragon. We don't usually say things are free in League of Legends, but with that right there, they didn't have to pay for that with anything.
Absolutely not. High able to hold the top turret. I don't even think it got more damage down onto it. And with the dragon going down, it almost looks like CLG is now moving for that to happen. And as they see the movement of Cloud9 come up from the bottom, they say, whoops, too late.
And you can see how High just staying around his turret because of the lack of vision. They're playing so cautious. This is really not like them. They talked about it yesterday in the interviews. They have so much more fun playing really aggressive and just going all out. And you play better when you're having fun like that. I have to wonder if this is actually CLG, again, sort of working Cloud9. Even though they're behind in gold, it looks like it's kind of going according to CLG's plan.
They are holding the game. They're not falling behind too much, right? But there's none of those champions in the game that kind of say we can go behind, as Doublelift talks about Tristana. Everybody's got to stay pretty level here. Sneaky needs to stay level or above on that blue build Ezreal. Right now, he's only behind in CS, but he's still damaging the lanes he needs to be because he's not fighting against Doublelift. So it's working out so far. Both teams, and a little bit more pressure here from Cloud9. They go right into Chowster. Lemon Nation coming from the backside. Not the positioning of a support that you usually see. Helps to take down the turret. Big Fat throwing down the ultimate just for a little bit of aggression. Check it out, I'm a big dog.
Doublelift still on the chase there by himself, getting a couple pot shots off, and it's Rise who gets caught up by Link.
Oh, Bob, what are you doing there in the river? They're going to be able to clean that one up. Washed out and taken out. Doublelift finds his first bit of action.
Another great TF play there by Link, redirecting where they thought he was going to go. He thought he was going to chase down everyone in mid lane, goes over, catches, falls out of position in that river, and now CLG on the move towards the mid.
Playing in the minds of your opponent, not thinking of what they're going to do. You know what they're going to do. Trying to get a bit of extra damage as Nien lightning rushes in for some harass. CLG is just trying to put that on the mind of Cloud9.
We also have to give props up to Chaucer. I've given him, a lot of criticism for his support play, but that was beautiful bait there. He used his crescendo first and stayed around, baiting them into that turret, and then used his flash to dodge the Ezreal ultimate. Really nice play there by Chaucer, trying to draw Cloud9 in.
And you can see how much consideration has been put into the builds. It wasn't even Boots coming out here with that Negatron cloak on Kennen and the guys. He went straight for Sork Boots, 1,200 gold deep, because he knew the fights were about to come and he needed more damage. So everybody here knows the flow of the game, and we see Counterlogic Gaming trying to pressure back on there. They were able to catch Cloud9 in a mistake.
Yeah, it was a really nice use of that TF Global, but look at the gold again. Cloud9, they're still controlling this game as far as the global gold is concerned.
Those dragons have just been easily in their favor. The second one, like we said, going for nothing. Doublelift trying to at least get some more damage on this top turret, but nobody's stepping out of line, and it looks like, well, they may stay here. They got a few resources.
We've got a party up top here. Everybody's invited, and it looks like it's going to be a bush showdown here. Who's going to leave their cover first? Big Fat
like,
LP.
We don't see enough people. Let's all dance in the tri-bush and wait for them to show themselves. And you can see there's really no ward coverage. This is all mental play
wants
here.
to initiate. You can tell they want to go for this 3 versus 3 at the turret.
There's the claw going down behind him. Oh, he doesn't activate it. Hi, he gets knocked out. Big Fat in the backside. There's the ultimate he was looking for. No mana there. They do grab one for their troubles, but it could have been a lot better.
So High actually messed his combo up, but that was fortunate. Doublelift and Chaucer just booked it. They left Big Fat LP to himself right there.
Oh, the TF ulti coming in, and is your destiny. And that was not what Oh no, he stays. The true Sephiroth tells him where he was from. Does he have the cards?
Yeah,
the auto attacks. Nien misses the go. No, he hits the shuriken.
Sneaky doing his best to fend off 2 people, and he almost got the video!
No! Close the store!
Gonna get both of them!
Oh my gosh, Nien going in! One more attack! Blocked up under the turret, but he's just too strong at the game!
Meteos with the plays! The Spider coming in at the right time, and he's built full defense too. This is not even any spell penetration on Elise. He's putting all of this money he gets from the last hits for his team's benefit, rushing that bulwark so that everyone gets defenses.
I gotta need a count of how many people have died in the summer split window shopping, because this is not regular. We've seen it happen to Zuna in the spring split. Now coming up onto Link as he was trying to get away. Meteos is taking every advantage that he can to get himself ahead in this game. He's got 5 of the 7 kills to himself in this game on their team.
And it's really been a snowball effect because the lack of wards is because of all the early fights. And the more ganks are because of the lack of wards. So it's a self-repeating cycle right there where they haven't been able to keep up the vision, which allows for more of these 1 versus 1.
Oh my gosh, this is much shutdown money. The shutdown, the bounty in the hands of Doublelift.
No wards down there at the bottom river. Doublelift comes back to answer. He says, I am the supreme carry in this game. Meteos, step aside.
We'll see what they can do. Making their way to blue buff. This isn't going to be too much of a crazy fight for once. They should be able to take it down. But no, 20 minutes into this one, Kobe, we're only still 2,000 gold. The deficit creeps up, but it's Counterlogic Gaming keeping it right there. They're able to hold at 3 turrets now, which Cloud9, by 9 minutes on average, has most of their games won. Counterlogic Gaming doesn't look like they're going to let that happen.
No, and Doublelift with that last kill was able to also add on a Phantom Dancer, plus his Bloodthirster now, so he's got that really nice
A 20-minute double finished item Vayne. Okay.
This is going to be spectacular. I'm going to look for more duels from Double Lift. CLG, they love to have their AD carry as a split pusher. One of the very few teams that actually do that. Curse has just sort of started doing that with Cop to try and, use a similar strategy here. And since Double Lift got such a good start, he's actually a very strong duelist at this point. Another dragon coming down.
They are just going to be able to take this one as well. Walking out with that one, not as much so free. Their lanes are getting pushed, and that's what you have to consider is that what you're doing, then you have to react. And Cloud9 is still
Chauster!
The Oracles, no! That's not a good thing to happen.
Perfect catch out that from Cloud9. They can easily capitalize on this one. It looks like CLG are going to let them push down middle and try and split push both side lanes. So if they can actually answer with 2 turrets for a secondary turret and then recall, they're banking on this Spirit Fire wave clear that I talked about so much.
This bottom lane already took damage earlier, but they're going to pressure very hard in the mid turret. We've seen this bite teams in the butt here. They're going to be able to grab 2 for the 1, but second tier turrets coming in. This is going to be in CLG's favor, but no, wait! It's Cloud9 still going in. That confidence that they have, able to get 25% down on that, but they don't have the wave just yet.
CLG has to be very careful. You need to not give up any inhibitor turrets here. Double Lift definitely putting out as good as he gets. We still have Nien and Double Lift split pushing here.
Kennen has good attack speed as he levels, almost one of the highest base at 18, so he can crush down turrets if he wants to. Even though the AP build coming in, he is trying to go for that Zhonya's, but he's been piecing together the whole time. So he's actually not representing him in the fights that much. Probably why they're sitting back from these engages.
And this is the beauty of the thought that CLG put into their split pushing strategy that they love to do. That Wild Cards plus Spirit Fire can keep off the rest of Cloud9.
There it is, getting out of that one. It was, oh no, it's in the bottom lane. I thought it was help for the top lane, the turret, and the rise.
Link coming in to set up another one there for Double Lift, and he is becoming a monster very quickly here.
And that really had a great double purpose because it thwarted Meteos from even wanting to get to Nien and do the fight. Double purpose on the TF ultimate. Whoa, Nien going back in. The lockdown. Hai realizes that slicing Maelstrom is up, and it is a dead Hai, a living Nien.
And here goes Meteos. They're not done yet. They want to keep fighting.
I spoke too soon. It could be Nien going down. Oh my God, he is living. I was right. Oh yeah, Meteos, he has a fight for himself here though. CLG not wanting to tunnel in. Oh baby, the lightning rush.
This is a full tank, at least though. He can't do a lot of damage. There's not much threat coming down there.
Coming in again, the Oracles on Lemon Nation, able to help them gain back their jungle a little bit here. Over to Chauster, had to buy another Oracle, so he's sitting on the blue sight stone instead of the ruby. These guys really advancing on Cloud9's side, but CLG is definitely giving them different things to think about so that advancement doesn't happen so fast, but it's quite tough for them.
Very, very interesting new build from Double Lift here. When was the last time you saw him build a Phage? It's probably because he's gotten ahead so early in this game and he actually has to rely on himself. Yeah.
Like 50 minutes into the game when CLG is in the prime time. But right now, like you said, 3 minutes after finishing those complete items, he doesn't say I'm getting poked down in fights, and he's got a dive composition on him. Hai is going to be right in the back line to Vayne. Double Lift's relying on pure mechanics and the peel from his team here to live through these fights.
Exactly, and CLG actually does have some pretty good answers for the AoE actual team fights. You know, we have Nien's ultimate, which is actually on cooldown right now, but Chauster has been great with his crescendos this far.
Have to remember, CLG was able to bring Cloud9 their first defeat, which is ticking in the back of Cloud9's mind right now. They know that last game, their only loss happened to this team, so this win means even that much more to them.
And CLG, they've been building up Double Lift, but right now they actually need to get some objectives, bring back that map control, and let Link make more plays, because they've really been relying on Link with the teleports from TF to make all of their plays happen.
It has been Link, MVP last week, coming into this game as well. 1, 2, and 3, but still had quite a strong lane. He's only 20 CS behind, but you're gonna get that out of the roam of Link or TF once he gets around the map at that level 6. Still coming in, big damage, but they're not going for the Zhonya's just yet. And these teleports have been quite aggressive, so CLG is also doing things just right. They're kind of itemizing for the fights they can do, not the dive-in all-ins.
Exactly. You can see how Cloud9 want to regain control of the map here. The Oracles purchased there on Lemon Nation, so he's going to be trying to clear things out here. as they get their own blue buff once again.
So Nian already grabbing up that Zhonya's now. We are 25 minutes into the game. The ward goes down. The oracles for Chowster. They're going to leave the ward up in the backside. Nian is in the bottom lane. They don't have the area of effect for the fight that they want on this one, so they back it off. A very smart move, but they draw the aggression up. Bottom's open.
That was a bait by CLG. They just wanted to draw Cloud9 over to the Baron area using that noob magnet against them, and Nian gets over to the inhibitor turret.
Nian trying to lock down this clear. We talked about that Kennen being the wave clear. They're trying to put back against this Cloud9 team. He's going to stay. Rise comes up. That's not a fight that he wants to have, so he will go back, group with the team. CLG is going to be able to put up the defense.
Balls needs to chase Nian right now and not allow Nian to join the fight before he is able to, because they actually have them pictured right now.
Coming on the backside, they're actually looking for him. It looks like they wanted to, but Cloud9 was already privy to the exit of that. Balls did not find, he didn't find Nian in the jungle, so they knew he was going for the path to fight.
All right, so that bait worked out pretty well for CLG. They actually got a lot of free damage on that bottom inhibitor turret, which is the one they want to be targeting because it's the furthest away from Baron, which is where you can constantly draw out Cloud9 to.
Makes it even harder. Nobody on the team with teleports as well. And Cloud9 is always moving as a team. They were a complete 5 from mid to the Baron with that push off. So again, a complete 5 going down for Dragon now in safety.
1 second, yep. And this is going to be another one for Cloud9. This is completely flipped from the last match that these guys had. It was CLG controlling on the ground and sneaking all of those dragons and them staying in the gold lead. But here, Cloud9, even though they've been running around reacting to CLG, they're ahead in the gold still because of all of these consecutive dragons they've picked up.
So CLG, minions past the river on 2, that top and the bottom lane right now, so they have anywhere to go, but with the Baron up, probably going to be towards that top lane once they can.
So, yeah, they're going to check that dragon finally to get the timer on it. They just need to get a timer, and now they can actually stop Cloud9 from continuing to get all that free income.
Quite a bit before we get that back, so it's going to be around 3250 that dragon comes up. Definitely a time in CLG's mind, like you said. It won't be exactly, but they realize they have to coordinate around that area. Right now, it's going to be Farm Fest. Double lift, 254. Closest behind him, 203, still high. So the CS is gradually going up as it was before in the favor of the same people. 1,700 gold on a double lift as he goes back. 1,400 coming in out of Sneaky. There's actually a lot of change in the pockets right now. We're not seeing scaled into these fights.
Yeah, and it's, Haya's used his money on straight the Zhonya's and then the Abyssal Scepter, so he has some nice resistances, but not a lot of HP, so if he has to watch out for the gold card of Link plus the crescendo of Chowster, if Haya gets locked up for both the duration of those stuns, then CLG can burst him down before he's able to get off his Zhonya's or get off his ultimate. Looks like they want to make a move.
28-minute Muramana coming out for Sneaky here. Link just on the outside. They don't do too much, but he stays safe. What is he at there?
He was a little bit scared of that Lissandra initiate, and he actually does not even use the teleport. He keeps the pressure in this bottom.
And we can see that split push wanting to come in from CLG even more. The second item that we're going to have on Nian, or rather on Link, I should say, is going to be that Lich Bane, because they want to get the damage down to the turrets. They know the split push has been stopping Cloud9, but not in their tracks. Cloud9 is finding a way around it slowly.
And look at Balls, he's changed his item build. He hasn't even gone for that Seraph like we see a lot of rises immediately. Rod of Ages plus Seraphs. He's changed to get the Frozen Heart to try and deal with Double Lift, who is the most fed person on CLG and the biggest threat. So Balls is going to have to get within 600 range of that Bane for the aura to actually take effect.
There's the Claw coming in. Not going to be too much from High to execute onto that one. The poke damage from both teams. Chowster focusing on the Balls. Balls back into the base. We do have that Frozen Mallet finished up on Double Lift, synergizing, coming in with the slow chords from Chowster if he gets it off, as well as the Wither coming in. So there's just so much for this team to continue the fights, to continue the catch, and not let the kiting be a possibility for Sneaky and his team.
Right, and we'll have to see what Double Lift uses his cleanse on, because he's going to have to save that for either the Rune Prison from Rise or the Cocoon there from Meteos. As long as they're able to avoid the initiate from High, then it's going to be very, very, that's a precious resource for Double Lift right there.
Depending on, the stun, I'd rather cleanse that Cocoon. You can still shoot from the Rise or in Prison if you're in a good spot, but you're also going to get jumped on, so it's never easy to stand still as an AD carry.
I love how CLG don't waste time. When they do have the minion waves pushing for them, they always look to make a move and use that to their advantage.
Meteos thrown out. These guys are actually pretty low mana right now. Actually, just Meteos, I should say, coming into this fight. Sneaky is a little bit low on mana, but as blue as, he should be quite fine. It looks like they're going to start pressuring down mid. Meteos throwing out. Going to be coming in from the side. Flashing in. The Slicing Maelstrom is bounced out by Lemon Nation. Will they still be able to get the damage? Zanya's on 2 right now as they come back into the fight. Nien goes down. Kennon's got those cooldowns after Zanya's, and you better make it happen the first time. Cloud9 tearing through the HP bars. Double it pushed off. You can see the Frozen Heart. Huge plays there.
Lemon Nation did get the knockback onto Nien right there. Great job with the ultimate from Janna. They were able to get out of the Slicing Maelstrom.
And you know, it would look like double lift with the Frozen Mallet to synergize in a chase, but he's buying it to stay alive in these fights.
And they are going to get this inhibitor, but look at the minion waves. They've already sent High back, and Link doesn't want to let them leave.
Oh my god, the cocoon before he even came out!
He doesn't have Thunder, so he goes down, but Double Lift wants to answer.
Oh, Double Lift, do you have enough damage? You're shooting the Frozen Heart. He does get that bounty go down. 500 into the hands of Double Lift, which is going to help, but he's got to stay alive longer in these fights.
Yeah, that Frozen Heart just paid off there from Balls, and it was great adjustment by him going defensive, and Cloud9 come out with a huge win.
Absolutely amazing that CLG has been at those inhibitor turrets more than once. The first time Cloud9 takes a shot on the net, they get that turret and they get what they want.
Yeah, you see that dead TF body lying on the steps of their base right there. That's because Link always goes with those very offensive builds. And you know, he's got the Lich Bane plus Death Cap, crazy burst, crazy split push potential, but no Zanyas for those Messiah plays. And if you're going to teleport in, that's an easy cocoon for Meteos. He can easily land that one every single time. Just time it with the arrival of TF and lock him up.
Looks like they're going to be able to lock him up and lock down this Baron. 32 minutes in. A little long of a game here for Cloud9. They do not like when it goes this long. High has specifically said we do not like long games.
Look at those wards! This is a ridiculous support fight going on here at the...
Who's gonna win? The Oracles is just too strong in this one. The Baron's gonna go down. I don't think the Baron matters though. It's all about the Oracles. Meteos on with Link. He's forced to flash, but he still takes the cards in the end. There's a lot of poke damage. They're just using the Baron as a bunker. They're able to fight out of it. Nien getting the damage. The Zanyas, the crush down as he comes out of the Zanyas. And Balls picks up that kill.
Oh my goodness, Sneaky was able to kite so well there. Double Lift got trapped inside the Cloud9 team. That's exactly where he doesn't want to be, and now CLG have really just lost complete control of this game.
I've actually never seen an AD carry use the Baron Den as a bunker to fight in. That was kind of crazy. Coming out of that fight, Cloud9 figuring out who to focus and where to put their damage. Coming down onto these turrets, you can see it's not a great amount of damage. There's a lot of APs on the team, but they're able to whittle it down here now that Sneaky's into the mix, getting that 80 damage in. An inhibitor coming down off of this one. That's 2 on the base.
And they still have the Baron buff, so they can actually keep up this pressure and go get more free gold by heading bottom.
They are playing so carefully right now, but able to be so aggressive at the same time. Nobody lost in that fight of complete executions and doing the Baron as well. So with the Baron fighting, they almost had 2 fights of their own before they had to win that.
And they are going to get that free gold. Plus, they have free reign of the jungle, so they can take the dragon, the all-important dragons that have really been the story of both of these Counter Logic Gaming and Cloud9 matchups. Whoever's been getting all the dragons has been the ones coming out with the W.
You know, it was only at 27 minutes when I said that Dragon was going to be 3250 and how are the teams going to coordinate. But it was completely about the Baron. Dragon's just a consolation prize right now at this point.
And shout out to Meteos. He's been making the plays for Cloud9 this time around. When we interview that team, they talk about how some people do have bad games on this team. You know, they're all so top of the solo queue ladder, but people have bad games, and it's just up to someone else to carry it when someone does have a bad game. So if High's lacking, now it's up to Meteos.
And we've heard, you know, Balls even talk about it when he gets hit up on that Kennen, because once he has Kennen, people do focus the crap out of him. And he said, you got to keep that mentality, because everybody else on the team is at 200% right now. So you can easily get back to that game point and get back to that mentality yourself. 14-9 as we check back to the score. Cloud9 in the lead on that by 5. 57,800, 10,000 gold lead just about coming in here right now.
Look at all these aura items that Cloud9 have bought too. The Frozen Heart plus the Locket of the Iron Solari, add on to the Abyssal Septal and the Bulwark. They just have such great AoE team fighting potential here with this one, because CLG are not able to burst anyone down. The sustained fights definitely turn in favor of Cloud9.
You say once that Baron is down, Kobe, the bottom lane is one of the favorites for them to push. Cloud9 also thinking the same thing here as they put pressure onto the bottom turret. It looks like they're, like I said, that damage they're not super there for them, I should say. Different syntax. But we're gonna see them do it one by one with the waves coming in. That was only 3 pokes with that wave. So we'll see how long they can do this.
And this is really CLG's last stand right here. They have to make this one work for them.
Squeezing up against the wall there.
Sneaky's using the Janna Shield duration to get his poke off with that annoying blue Ezreal build, and they're getting so many free hits on the turret with the rest of the Cloud9 members. It's not even just an AD carry. Now they've got the turret for free.
They take that down. Coming in, he is actually getting 50 attack extra damage, so they will be able to crush down these turrets a little bit faster. It does not look like CLG can actually stop the Nexus turret rush. The Crescendo only hits Meteos. That's the tankiest one.
Oh.
He dances around and then enters for the kill. Sneaky's gonna be able to pick it up. Slicing Maelstrom locks them. A little bit of push out there, but it's not gonna thwart too much. High Sneaky going very low. They force him back. The Nexus not just taking damage yet. The Nexus turrets need to go down. They still have quite a few minions there to fight as well though, Kobe.
Cloud9 with the 5 vs 4 advantage here. They're going Nexus.
That's going to be a few more hits. Cloud9 finds the win they wanted. Counterlogic Gaming was able to get under their skin.